Welcome everyone, this is On Just Restart, and I'm here to make another quick little video, give you guys my quick thoughts on some of the news that has happened today. I'm thinking that I might do this more often, where I just kind of put out a quick video multiple times a week to talk about the news, give you my quick thoughts. Of course, I'll still have my big edited video, that's still going to happen, it's a passion of mine, and of course I'm still going to stream on Twitch Tuesdays through Fridays, and the podcast will still be here on the channel, YouTube, you know, on Mondays as well. So don't worry, that's all still a thing, but I do want to talk about more stuff more often, and there's been some pretty interesting stuff that's been happening, so let's get right into it. Now, two things we're going to be focusing on today are the report from Nikkei that Nintendo is planning to have a Switch Mini or a smaller version of the Switch come out later this year, and also we're going to be talking about how Nintendo updated us on the sales for both the Switch, the 3DS, and all of their software. So we're going to be talking about all of that right now. Now first, let's go over some of these sales numbers for the Nintendo Switch. The Nintendo Switch up to this point has sold 32.27 million units, and in terms of software, they have sold 163.61 million units. For comparison, the 3DS is now at 74.84 million units sold lifetime, and software is 375.97. Considering the Switch hasn't even been out for 2 years yet, I would say that's really impressive. And also, just so you can compare even more so, the Wii U is still at 13.56 million units and software 102.69. So the Switch is already well past the Wii U in terms of software sales. It's just kind of, it's staggering how well it's doing. The Switch is on pace to be one of the best selling consoles of all time. But let's get into the software, because the software might be an even bigger deal here. As I said earlier, the Switch has already sold over 163 million software titles. It's impressive. But anyway, let's just go over the list here. The best-selling game on the Switch so far is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe at 15.02 million units, then Super Mario Odyssey at 13.76, and then at third place is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate at 12.08 million. Think about that for a second. Smash has been out for not even 2 months. Not even 2 months, and Smash is already at 12 million. Super Smash Bros. Is the fastest selling Nintendo game of all time. It is beating out all sorts of games, not just from Nintendo, but everywhere. The fact that it's already the third best selling game on the system and hasn't even been out for 2 months is just obscene. And now for the fourth spot, we have The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild at 11.68 million units. It's still selling very well. And then Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu and Eevee combined are at 10 million copies sold. 10 million! That game also hasn't been out for very long. A lot of people thought this game was going to be dead on arrival, yet it's on pace to be one of the best-selling Pokemon games of all time, and the Switch is just getting started. And that's really all I want to cover right now in terms of software sales and hardware sales. It's just impressive what the Switch is doing right now. It is doing so well, and it really speaks volumes as to what Nintendo is accomplishing right now. Things are looking really good. But things get even more interesting when you consider the other thing I'm going to be talking about right now, and that is the report that Nintendo is planning on releasing a Switch Mini later this year. Honestly, it makes perfect sense. If it weren't for all the crazy Switch Pro rumors or whatever, I would have thought it would have been a Switch Mini, especially because the actual new generation of Pokemon is beginning this year, and we're getting Animal Crossing. Two really big franchises are getting their mainline entries this year in 2019 that are from the 3DS. Both of these games are expected to sell over 10 million, and that's just like the bare minimum here. This is going to be impressive, and if Nintendo actually brings out the Switch Mini, that's only going to take things to a whole other level. Considering that the Switch is already on pace now to be competitive with the Wii in terms of lifetime sales, if Nintendo comes out and brings a Switch Mini and pairs the first actual mainline Pokemon game, a new generation on a home console along with Animal Crossing, a game we haven't seen a main installment for in years, it's going to do so well for Nintendo. The sales are going to be extraordinary. If you think the sales for the Switch and Smash and Pokemon have already been surreal, well, just wait, because this third year is going to be even more insane. That all said, Nintendo did revise their sales predictions for this current fiscal year. They went down from 20 million to 17 million. That kind of makes sense. They didn't really have too many big games throughout the year. They closed it incredibly strong. I mean, no one really predicted that they would close this strong in terms of 2018 with Smash and Pokemon Let's Go, but you know, they really cut it close. But not enough, because obviously I don't think 2018 as a whole was strong enough to really propel the Switch that far, but they're not that far behind because of how big Smash and Pokemon Let's Go were. So then, what's the bottom line here? Well, The Switch Mini is totally happening. I mean, it's been reported by several reputable sources for a while already. We were already hearing several rumors about a Switch revision. It wasn't clear exactly what kind of Switch revision it would be, but it makes way more sense for it to be a Switch Mini because, one, a Switch Mini is not anti-consumer. It's not going to really piss anyone off. No one's going to feel like their Switch is inferior. It's just a different version of a Switch, a cheaper, more portable version of the Switch. That's how it's kind of looking. That's what the reports suggest. That's going to help a lot more families get into the Nintendo Switch, get into the family, buy Animal Crossing, buy Generation 8 of Pokemon, and the Switch is going to continue to do really, really well, and a lot more people are going to have a Nintendo Switch. However, there is another piece of interesting news that I haven't covered. From this Nikkei report, we're also hearing that Nintendo is going to do something about their online service. Now, there's been some confusion about the translation, but basically it's either A, we're going to get a whole other separate service, or they're going to enhance the service that's already there. Somehow, someway, Nintendo's going to be doing something to appeal to the enthusiast, the gamer enthusiast when it comes to their online service. What could this mean? Could this maybe mean voice chat? Could this mean maybe actual like better lobbies and messaging systems in place? Could this mean maybe we do get like kind of more of like an advanced gamer pass, better than just NES games on the Nintendo Online? Maybe they include Super Nintendo, as the data might already suggest, but maybe it could even go beyond that, and maybe we could see N64, Game Boy Color, heck, maybe even GameCube. That would be insane. Of course, I do think GameCube might be a bit of a stretch, but you never know. Based off this report, it does seem like Nintendo is going to be doing something to improve their online service, so I'm looking forward to that. I hope it's actually awesome. Of course, when it comes to Nintendo and online, you really shouldn't expect too much from them. They haven't really proven to be too great at that, so of course I'll be cautiously optimistic, but emphasis on the cautious part. So we'll see how that all pans out, but I'm definitely at least interested to see what that actually is. But to end this video with a prediction, because I think that makes things more interesting, I'm thinking that this Switch Mini is real. It is what all of the rumors of a revision have been about, not a Switch Pro. Maybe that comes later on down the road, or a dock, or 4K dock, or dock plus, or something like that, but that's all a ways off. What we're getting this year is a Switch Mini, which is not going to alienate any current Switch owner. It's just going to simply open up the window for other people who don't have as much of a budget to get a cheaper Switch that's more durable and more portable, probably more for younger kids to be more of a replacement for the 3DS line. I'm thinking that will probably come out around summertime alongside Animal Crossing, and then of course this November, it's an easy prediction, but I'm predicting Pokemon Generation 8 will come out around that time, and I'm betting there will also be some sort of new special Switch bundle that also includes this Switch Mini for Pokemon Generation 8. Aside from that, I am thinking that we are going to get an improved online service. I think they are going to do something to address the voice chat. I'm not confident that it will be better, but they are going to do something about that, and I do think they're going to expand their actual games library for the NES Online. I think it's going to include Super Nintendo, maybe N64, and that's probably what it's going to be about. In fact, if you think about it, there was a patent not too long ago for an N64 controller. A lot of people thought that was pointing towards an N64 Mini or Classic, however you want to call it, but it actually could be that maybe they're going to add N64 games to the Nintendo Online service. That kind of makes sense, especially because Nintendo's now phasing out both their classic systems, and they also deconfirmed an N64 Classic not too long ago. If Nintendo's actually adding all of these games to their online library, that would make a lot of sense. So those are my thoughts on what's kind of going on right now, guys. But yeah, those are they're my quick thoughts. So hopefully this can be kind of a series. Hopefully you guys find it entertaining, and I'll see you all really soon. Take care. Bye.